Good morning, Oni-chan. Good morning, Lexapay. Thank you. Good morning, Fisty. What's up? Hi. Yeah. Good morning, Shipu. How are you today? Anisation. Thank you for calling me Shelby. Good morning, Xenomorphica. Taco and milk o'clock. And delicious. Wait. Who's the taco and who's the milk? Good morning, Library Turtle. Good morning, the consultant for 7. Yeah. Or is it because Taco is like a kitty? If you really stretch your brain. Actually, I'm gonna get off this train of thought. Come on, LDTGX. How are you? Hi. You're both. You have a taco in your title, man? Do I? Oh, it's a dumpling. I was gonna put a taco there. But yeah, it's still yummy. Nanny Ryu 137. Oh. My mind is in the gutter, guys. I was really going somewhere with that. Yes, I did know that about Sweden. Norway, did you know that Norway consumes the second most tacos after Mexico? I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard that on the internet. Yeah, what's with Scandinavia and tacos? They freaking love that. Who cares about Norway? I do. I care about Norway. Yummy. Good morning, Satsuki. How are you? Wow. Head pats. Head pats, right? Today, my boy, Marcus Aurelius, had something to say again that I didn't really understand. He was talking about sins that are committed from anger versus sins committed out of desire. And his argument is that sins committed out of desire are worse. And I think it had something to do with self-control. He said something like, if you sin, let's say you kill a person. Let's just go to that extreme. If you kill a person out of anger, there is a chance there's a chance it might be justified. Yeah, lust versus wrath, I guess. Wrath can be justified, but a sin that you do for the name of desire, for the sake of desire, it just shows that you lack self-control. And I read this in the morning and I didn't take it to heart at all, and I continued to live my day. I had a really terrible day, and I was very degenerate today, and I think I sinned for the sake of desire. Morning all night. If you goon out of anger, there's a chance it might be justified. If you goon out of desire, just shows you lack self-control. Exactly. Those are his words. Literally. This is a direct quote from Marky. Anyway. Anyway. Meow. I wonder what the incidence rate of, like, uterine and ovarian cancer to gooning activity. I wonder if female gooning increases the incidence of like cervical and ovarian cancer or not. Is that what people mean by rage baiting? I have no idea. I don't know what this world means. I don't know what anything means. I did find a video today though that discussed time as a made up social construct, and it made me very happy. This is off topic. He liked the angry goon. No, it wasn't about gooning. It's like this, right? if someone puts you in danger and it pisses you off, right? And then you react and you do something bad. You do no. Let's say you curse at them, right? That's a sin, I guess. It might be justified, even though, so I'm not saying it's effective or good, but it might be justified because they did something to you and made you angry, and you need to, because this is an animal kingdom we live in. Don't listen to them when they tell you you have to be calm and just, whatever. You always have to obey. Don't listen to them. You have to, actually, this is not advice. I'm just saying. Sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. Asterisk caveats. I'm not saying to do this in public protests or when you're encountering someone, who has a weapon or something like that. But whatever. Let's not speak in generalities so much. On the other hand, let's say you commit the same sin, like cursing someone out, because of desire. You think they have a hot wife, and you're like, man, I wish your wife was my wife. Bleep you. And you start cursing. That doesn't make as much sense. You should control yourself. You should control it. Whatever. I'm Master Protoss. Thank you for welcoming me to the stream. I also read about why the truth TM is sometimes elusive but still a worthy pursuit. I don't know if I believe everything, but it was nice to read about nonetheless. And then in the Talib, in the Black Swan, I was reading today about this idea of how some people will practice skepticism against things like religion or astrology, but then, and because of their education and whatever, their training, but then they suspend skepticism when it comes to economics, social sciences, and politics. And I don't know, he talks a lot about how philosophers can be dangerous when they do this sort of like selective practice of applying skepticism to things, and giving advice and being contradictory in their action. But anyway, it was a fun chapter. I'm not racist. I only wish I had a hot wife. Me too. I think my life would be much better if I had a hot wife. I also kind of crashed out a little bit because I was reading what is it called? The Courage to be Disliked. I was reading that, and it gets into Adler's individual psychology, and it had me thinking a lot about how my life sucks not because of the things that happened to me, but because of, my estimation of them and also my decisions, and how there are some things on a regular basis that I complain about, some issues that I complain about and confront, some obstacles I confront over and over and over again. And I realized that, like, all of this is me just avoiding accountability. I'm avoiding, like, in some sense, I want it. Because if I didn't want it, I could solve the problem. But instead, I keep allowing the problem to fester. Wish I had a hot wife, too. Anyway, I was reading that and I got really depressed, but I'm gonna keep reading. The thing is, I find a lot of truth in the little parts of individual psychology that I kind of know about now. So for those of you who are not aware, this is like this is a beginning kitten summarization, paraphrasing of my understanding of it. But there's this idea that our happiness especially, is not dependent on the events that have happened to us, but it's dependent on our choice in the moment, right? And there's a lot of stuff in there about like the past not being here anymore, trauma not being, trauma's not in the room with you right now. And it can feel invalidating to read a lot of these things, but there is nuance. There is nuance. It's not because like part of the reason I was getting upset is because I felt like, oh great, my mom found another book. My mom found another book to give to me to explain why, the way I feel is all in my head and I should just be normal. Like I feel like I've gotten that kind of rhetoric my whole life, that kind of messaging, especially from my mother, about how like, okay, I'm dramatic and there's this pervasive messaging of like things aren't that bad, you just need to change a little bit, right? And I can't say she's wrong. It's true that it's absolutely true that I could make things easier for everyone if I like put a smile on my face, if I go through the motions, if I brush things off or pretend or whatever, and I choose the exact opposite. But I don't think so. Basically, I think she does that because there's how do I say this? I don't know how to gather my thoughts on this. Um, but it feels like hmm, there's this unwillingness, there's this uncomfortability with dealing head on with abuse. Let's just call it what it is. Like instead of dealing with abuse and saying, this happened to you, I'm sorry, let's move on or let's fix it. It's just like abuse happens and then it's just like, okay, but if you're just, you just gotta let it go. You just gotta move on. And I feel like, yeah, this book, if read in the wrong mindset, it can really feel like that. I don't think I'm explaining myself well. Anyway, thank you, Lisa. Okay, good meowing. um, depends on mastery. People can be dramatic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am. I'm not saying I'm not dramatic. What I meant to say is that a narcissist could use Adler's individual psychology as proof or evidence that they've done nothing wrong and that everything is in your head and you just gotta suck it up and change. And it's true. It's true that the second part is true. You do have to like eventually try to, maybe not suck it up, but deal with things and maybe change and then change your circumstances, change your situation. But the first part of like denying that anything happened to you, I don't really agree with. Why does making things easy for others matter if they can likewise just choose to be happy? Abuser doesn't want to take their own medicine. um, they're trying to make you think the reason she, yeah, make you think you're the reason she crazy. Trying to push this onto Moon instead of taking accountability. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know enough about human psychology, but I will say that it would make total sense. It would make total sense for a mother who feels like they failed in some ways to kind of want to project everything onto the child or the offspring. I'm not a child anymore. So I do think, but that's been going on my whole life. So, but whatever. I'm not blaming her right now for anything, to be honest with you, other than like I'm not blaming her for the way my life is. That's not it. It's more like I wish she had acknowledged the bad things that happened to me when they happened to me instead of brushing them under the rug and trying to tell me, like, oh, be quiet, little kitty, you're not allowed to talk about that. If stuff happened, it happened. History can be acknowledged without maladaptively dwelling. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that's whatever. I don't even care. Anyway, I'm not going to read more, but the question I did have for you guys today is hmm, how do you take accountability? How do you take responsibility maybe for your life, for yourself? I do think that I think that mm, I'm definitely super guilty of things happening and then the emotion of it. I get so trapped in the emotion and I don't want to move on, right? So like for example, someone will say something in the chat, right? And I'll get annoyed or upset. And I will be so focused on my feeling like, ah, how could this person troll me? How could they be so retarded? How could they do this? And I'll crash out or something like that. Um, but I think what I need to learn how to do is just delete, block, ban, and like basically not look for validation from the environment. I think that's what it is. It's like I think the crash out is me seeking validation to say, "See, here, look. This person did something bad or they hurt me or they annoyed me. They made me feel uncomfortable." Because if you look at the research of how borderline develops, a lot of research suggests that it stems from neglect as a baby, especially colicky babies. There's some theories about yeah, babies whose cries are ignored later developing borderline. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this. Pay for my mistakes. Am I accountable? Why would I take responsibility when there are people too eager to burden me with it? I don't know. Hide and pretend that it'll go away. I like that. I don't know. Anyway, it's a kind of a heavy topic. I'm still wrapping my mind around it. But one thing that's been super empowering is that I have definitely acknowledged and realized that I'm way more powerful than I give myself credit for. And I have the power in me to change, right? But I also have to acknowledge the times where I don't change, not because of my environment or because of other people, because I'm unwilling to go through the discomfort of that change. For example, there's someone who I think whose behavior makes me very uncomfortable to the point of it being like manipulative, right? And I know that instead of talking about them in vague messages like this on stream, what I really need to do is block and delete them. That's absolutely what I need to do. But there's a part of me that's afraid of like the consequences and the fallout of that. So I do this instead. I just complain about it instead. And that's not changing anything. It doesn't change the situation. But I feel like I think I keep pointing it out because I go back and forth where like, I can't tell if is this person actually bad? Are they actually manipulating me or am I just misreading, cues and whatever, overreacting to it? But I don't think I'm overreacting. I think they are creepy. Let's see. Thought about a similar thing a lot. Everything else, diet, sleep, is a balance between changing the internal mindset, external environment. Hmm. Meow? Meow, meow. Bring down the hammer. What about the middle step of confronting your fears and talking to them unless they're unhinged? You know, random passerby, that's another option. And that's another option. I'm also like, this is what I'm saying, where like, in a way, I'm choosing discomfort. I'm choosing the misery of dealing with the like the fallout like over and over again, the crash outs over and over again, because I'm also unwilling to uh talk to them and communicate one on one. I've tried a couple of times, but what I find is that like I don't know, I feel like it's almost I don't know what it is, but when I'm away from it, when I'm away by myself, I can say, okay, I can feel like, ah, this person is being overbearing. And then once I'm in a conversation, my urge to like people please and not step on any toes and not offend anyone, it often leads me to sort of like going, you know, they'll say like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel like that. I just want to support you, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Oh, you know, it's fine." So it ends up being this loop of me saying like, "This makes me uncomfortable." Then they say they either apologize or say I'm taking it the wrong way, and then I forgive them, and then it goes back to the same. Um, uh, it's more than one person, so I don't know what you're saying. Right? Definitely more than one. Someone can be unhealthy for you regardless of whether they're malicious, excessively self. Yeah, that's another thing too. The other reality and the cop out is that they might not even be a bad person, but maybe I just don't like them, and that's okay too. But I don't seem to give myself permission for that to be an option. I don't seem to give myself permission to just like not like people. I always feel like, if they're kind of nice, I have to give them another chance. And I don't think I mean, I think I'm only hurting myself if I do that. It's hard to break the status quo. Good morning, Tar. They cross boundaries repeatedly. Yeah. And another thing too is like I don't have good boundaries. Anyway, um, I'll stop talking about this now. I'm just acknowledging it today because there's a lot of things I'm afraid of doing, and I realize like when I start making changes, it makes me realize that I can do so much. I hold myself back so much by being afraid. Trying to write kind things, would prefer you ban me than stay stuck. I guess any benevolent people would feel similar. Daft Cash, you're a good egg. I know it's that's the other part of it that's awkward, is like the more I talk about it in vague terms, people who are in no way bothering me or creepy, those people start to wonder, oh, is she talking about me? And then the people that I'm actually thinking of are clueless. The people that I'm thinking of who I've said before, like, stop, please, please stop. It's like it goes in one ear and out the other. So chances are, if we've never communicated one on one outside of the stream, not you. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I gotta, I don't know. Maybe by 2027, grow a backbone. I don't even know what I'm so afraid of. Like, if I just ban them, it's not like it's not like the world will end. It's not like I'm gonna die. It's not like, it's just gonna be uncomfortable for like maybe a minute, and then I'll get over it. They might try to harass me, but even then, that'll just mean I was right in the first place. Couldn't imagine talking to Moon. What does that mean? Uh, some people are just doing what they needed to. Others do it on purpose. Meow, 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 meow. Do you guys know what love bombing is? I think some of it is like that. Um, it's okay. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, and good night to all the kitty cats in the world. Thank you for watching Love Talk with Mrs. Moonson. This is a daily talk show where a kitten who's smitten chats about love, life, and anime. But I'm not going to talk about anime today because I haven't been watching anime. Is it bad to call him out by name? Might be better than tiptoeing around it. No. No, I think I just need to stop thinking about it and just pull the plug and do it. The other thing too though is some of the people I have in mind are like they're more popular than I am in my own community. So there could be basically I'm not just afraid of, okay, what is this person gonna do? I'm also, there's part of me that's afraid, like, everybody's gonna be mad at me and hate me because I got rid of this person. But even then, I don't think that's a reason or justification to not do it. At the end of the day, if everyone is gonna turn their back on me because I stood up for myself, then that's how it should be. That's how it's gotta be. A lot of people move on after getting banned. That would be good. It's still my community. I don't even know. And honestly, what is community anyway? I feel like all of this is just no, it's like make believe. It could end anytime. Some of you guys are here with me almost every day, and that's really lovely. But you could change your mind any day, anytime. Was that your master plan? Yeah, you could go watch them instead. Actually, um, I'll talk about that a little bit later too. I have tried to get at least one person specifically to like look for other VTubers, so hopefully they go on to another community because I do feel overwhelmed. But meow meow, wouldn't hurt to ban them if they bother you. Yeah, it's not just bothering me though. Like I don't know. I'll stop talking about it now. I don't know. I really don't know what to do. I accept that maybe I do know what to do. I'm just afraid to do it, right? So, yeah, I'm afraid to do it. That's all. Okay. Marshmallows. Ah, you closed your surprise gifts. I wanted to send mom something. Quakes in sadness, tears. Challenge. Do the alphabet, but by doing the sounds of letters instead of the names. I'll give 5 subs or $25 on coffee if you can do it without messing up 3. Hello, it's the Proverbs guy here. What's the difference between a proverb and a quote? Well, for starters, the spelling. Anyway, here's the proverb. It must be 3:23 p.m. somewhere. Maybe space? Oh, I like that. I like that. And it's also funny because right now it's 3:32, which isn't exactly 3:23, but it's pretty close. You are as beautiful as 1.618. That's the square root of pi, isn't it? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Someone explain this to me? What? That is not even the square root of pi. Is this Fibonacci again? It's a golden ratio. Thank you, Luxafate. I was like, why is this number familiar? Yeah. Um um I'm happy that you found a way to make YouTube chat a more mentally healthy environment for you. You could think of it as gamifying the challenge of keeping control of your own emotions and limited attention. If you time people out for 24 hours instead of banning them, you'd be giving them a chance to grow. Most chatters deserve a second chance, but not a third. So permabans for repeat offenders makes sense. Thank you, whoever sent this. Yeah, this is what I'm finding. I tend to get too excited with the banhammer. Very swift because I don't know, it's fun. It feels like playing whack-a-mole. Are you a for loop? Because you repeat in my mind. Your elven warlock decides to zoom out of the jail after getting her stuff, past the goblins and their prisoner. You cast Expeditious Retreat on yourself and gracefully rush past them, up the stairs into the streets. There you see a mob of them riding on boars, looting the town. A handsome Dilf guard is fighting multiple of them at once. One goblin is swinging a cat around by the tail, like a mace chasing a child. The bookstore is catching fire, and they just moments ago got the new Twilight book #8 in the store. But a path right out of town to safety is wide open. Okay, instead of following the path, I get overwhelmed by all of the chaos, and I proceed to piss myself in the street. There's this mouse named Jerry that says he got beef with you. He said he's about to mallet your mullet. Mom, you gonna stand for that? I don't know what this means. You must be null in my life because without you I'd be nothing. Physics, math, etc. educational VTuber recommendations. Syzygy, Altair channel. Okay, you guys can take a screenshot and get the ones that you want out of here because I don't really know. Is one of the better math, physics, education VTubers. Many members of Team Green Twitch domain are good for programming CS. Don't know what that is. QB, Oriana Aura, Side Deer, Tiny Toxic Tofu. Please, 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 everybody take screenshots and then go look up these usernames so you can give me a break. We need to do some culling. Go find some other VTubers. That's it. Those are all the marshmallows. Man! Aw. I don't know. I'm feeling really awkward tonight. Every other night, but also tonight too. I don't know. I dislike myself so much. I want to change. I don't know how to change. But yeah, I wish to get a little bit smaller so I can have the room to just keep doing what I want to do and not get overwhelmed by all the interaction part. Sorry, I couldn't think of anything to mouth. It's okay. It's fine. Don't like to hop around. That's how you catch things. I have rabies though. Can I ask what was yummy today? It's a dumpling, but I didn't even have a dumpling. Someone just told me that they ate a dumpling, and then I was thinking about it, so I put it in the title. Change is hard. I'm gonna keep trying though. Bigger is more money. Bongai, I don't want to get this sounds so stupid. This sounds like a stupid cope, but I'm being really honest. I don't want to get money from being bigger. I want to get money from getting so cracked at some skill or some business that real customers, pay money for something. I don't find what I do to be valuable enough to be commoditized. And yeah. And also I don't want to change, right? So that's the other thing too. With the ban thing, some of the people that I want to ban, actually all of the people I want to ban have gifted me things or donated to me before. And I feel like money leads to this conflict of interest. So I want to start a business and make money that way instead of I would like to just do VTubing because I like VTubing instead of having to rely on it. But I'm using VTubing as a vehicle, as a means for learning more skills. Whatever. You need money to make money. That's true, Bongai. Can I get a loan of $1 million, Bongai, please? I need money to make money. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, everything that I'm going through would be so much easier if I just sold out and had no self-respect. Small loan. I'm joking, random passerby. That was a joke, by the way. There's a correlation between donating and hardcore simping. More about that theory later. Please, I want to hear more. 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 This is what I want to know because, like, I don't really want to be simped for, honestly. I don't want to be bullied either. That's the other extreme. I don't want to be bullied. I like people who are just kind of chill, who just like show up and they're kind of chill. You would waste it. You gotta learn things first. You got things to learn first. Yeah, that's true. You're right. You're right. I gotta learn. I gotta learn how to make the money because if I got a loan, then I would probably just spend it all on Monero. Just because people donate doesn't mean they have a say. I can appreciate the potential pressure. I mean, like, so Owl Night. Imagine for a moment, like, if you were in my place, if someone gives you, like, or donates, like, I don't know, $500 to you, would you really just be like, thanks, and then you just move on to the next thing? Or would you at least stop and think, okay, what does this person want from me? And no matter how many times I tell them to stop, they just say, like, oh, I'm gonna do what I want to do. It's not, yeah. Many types of benefactor. Anyway, this is like a weird thing to complain about, but you know, this is definitely the conundrum of a woman. I don't want to be valued for being, you know, useless. I want to actually have skills, but I don't know. It's easier to cut the person a feeling when it's a business, okay? You know what? I need to make an AI version of myself. Sell your desk chair, you probably cut your debt in half from that one purchase if you find the right buyer. People want to buy my chair? I like this chair though. I like this chair so much. Can build her. Yeah, we're gonna build a replacement. I gotta go buy. Here's the quote. Don't give up just because you're bad at drawing. Stolen from some artist who is a manga artist, a mangaka. I love you. Sorry, I'm being very cringe today, but whatever. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, different stream, hopefully in a better mood. Hope you all have a great day and an excellent Friday and a great weekend. After what you told us yesterday, the chair could go for 6 figures. Oh, about not wearing. I was wearing pants though. I was wearing pants. I just didn't have, you know, I'm not gonna repeat it. There shouldn't be an expectation of getting something in return when you donate, but sadly there kinda is. Oh yeah. Guys, apparently now I don't know for sure because I haven't been there. Apparently on 4chan, there used to I don't know if there still is, but there used to be like a group of 4chaners who they would go they would basically go shopping for small VTubers to groom. Guys, if you know the YouTuber Depressed Nusagi, I think that's his name. He's like a little rabbit. He did a whole video on this. The background is ominous because we're in the end times. Dystopia's here. Yeah, it still happens on 4chan. So they have this theory, and they're kind of right. You find a low view VTuber who doesn't have a lot of fans and not a lot of chatters, so you can get attention. And if you just send them gifts and then you start trying to get them to add you or whatever, you can groom them and I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying that it's something that guys. Anyway, bye. Bye.